Hey everyone, welcome back to the M&R Show. I'm Ron.
And I'm Malcolm.
And hey man, Demar Derozan has been lighting it up, scorching hot. We see what he's been doing lately. I think we have to, Mark, we have to talk about him.
We most have to. It's 10 straight games he had, even though it ended tonight against the Heat. But one thing we could say is this. We got to ask the question, how far do you think DeRozan can take these Bulls teams to, in the playoffs, maybe a championship, conference championship? We'll see though. Tune in though.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen what DeMar DeRozan has been doing. I mean, like they said, it was 8 straight 35-point games. He joins the club with Wilt Chamberlain, Elgin Baylor, LeBron, Kobe, James Harden, Jordan. I mean, we all know that in Chicago, there's two, there's a couple of legends. Two of those guys that won MVPs, Michael Jordan, Derrick Rose. Even Derrick Rose didn't pull off this type of feat. And we know Derrick Rose, dang near, if he stay healthy, will have another statue outside of Chicago. And what DeRozan has been doing has been surprising because I did not think this was possible. I mean, everyone can say what they can say. People say he was doing that in San Antonio. No, he wasn't. He was not playing this good. He's been on another level, and he actually, I think, deserves to be in an MVP conversation. Well, at least the top 5 to 7.
I mean, yeah, I really think that he's been very good so far, especially with the Bulls being the top team, one of the top teams in the East right now. I think let's all understand. I don't want people to be over exaggerated about this. Oh yeah, since he's done good this first year, he's just better than what Derrick Rose has done the first couple of years as a Chicago Bull. Let's not overreact to this. I understand that he's been going off and stuff like that, but let's not understand that the Bulls was nothing before Derrick Rose came into that equation. Derrick Rose was helped revitalize that organization to what it closely was to Michael Jordan. So at the end of the day, let's not over-exaggerate. I know you, Ron, everybody else in these fans want to over-exaggerate, DeMar go crazy, blah, blah, blah. It's good. It's great. I love it. But the main question we have to ask is how far this team can be able to go. And I'm telling you right now, I don't think this team can be able to go that far. We talking about second round exit. For me, that's what I think. Because if you look at the squad, yes, the squad is doing very good. It's been on a hot start. Billy Donovan has done a great, marvelous job. But one thing this team has problems with his defense and rebounding. Patrick Williams. Yeah, Patrick Williams, he was injured at the beginning of the season. They've been having rebounding problems when they do these small ball lineups with Vucevic as the big.
They signed Tristan Thompson.
They signed Tristan Thompson, and we've seen that happen. But we understand, as a Boston Celtics fan, I understand that you having a guy like Tristan Thompson and you're really not improving defensively. You're having an even worse problem. Yeah, you even having a worse problem defensively. Another thing is, I look at this team, and you got Lonzo Ball, you got Lonzo Ball, DeMar DeRozan, Nikola Vucevic, you got Zach LaVine, and you look at these, Caruso and everything like that to a lesser extent. But we look at these stars and we ask ourselves, let's look at playoff experience. They're playing against some of these bigger teams who's been in the playoffs before. These are Milwaukee, the Brooklyn Nets of the world, the Miami of the world. These are playoff battle-tested teams. And then you look at Chicago Bulls, who Zach LaVine hasn't been to the playoffs before. This is going to be Lonzo Ball's first time in the playoffs before. DeMar DeRozan, yes, he's been to conference finals, but we always talked about DeMar DeRozan struggling in the playoffs.
Yep.
Nikola Vucevic.
First round guy.
He was in the playoff with the Magic, but he got swept. So these are really some serious questions we have to ask as far as, are they battle tested? And that's why we have to wait another year for this Bulls team to be even as good as we think that they can be.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with the second round. I think they'll get out round 1 unless they play the Brooklyn Nets, and then which they will get out in the first round. So they better just pray to God that They better pray to God that I can't. They better pray that Ben or some that they come back a little early, because I predict the Nets will end up at the 6th seed. But right now, Boston is the 6th seed. I think they're 4 games. Brooklyn's at 31. They're at 35. They're 4 games ahead. It's going to be hard to catch them. So it's like, is Brooklyn going to be in the play-in? Is it either the Heat or the Bulls? That is just, you work so hard to make round one. I'm very sorry for the Bulls fans. I hope that you don't deserve this. I hope you don't see Brooklyn in round one. If you do not, you will be in round two. Like Marcos already said, the playoffs is not much experience on the team. I mean, the most experienced person is the Caruso, and he's injured. Like, I mean, he can bring the leadership from the bench. I mean, we all know what he can do for the team. But at the end of the day,
he's not your star player.
He's not. You know, he can be. It was Jared Dudley for the Lakers. You don't need to play that much, but it's a role you have on the team. I think he's gonna be able. He can bring that to this team. But overall,
hey Ron, I do not want to cut you off, but please don't compare Jared Dudley to Alex Caruso. I understand, like you talking about Jared Dudley who barely played. You talking about Jared Dudley who barely played on the Lakers squad.
Look, the young Lakers, the Kuzma was like, man, Dudley was just such a leader in the locker room. I think really Caruso for what's the guy like the AO, the rookie point guard on the Bulls.
Oh yeah, very good.
Scrappy passer, he can dunk and score better than Caruso right now, probably at least at that age. But like, they have a very similar skill set, and I actually think that by Caruso being out, it's actually helped develop a younger guard. So by the time Caruso gets back, they'll have a couple of guards. They'll have Zoe, they'll have Ao, and now they have Caruso. They have three guards that can help facilitate the offense. But like you said, Mark, they're still perimeter defender. They're still lacking that. Rim protector, they're still really lacking that. They're gonna have to outscore teams, which they can do to a certain extent. But like you said, they play a Boston or Brooklyn. It's either gonna outscore you or possibly defend you. It's gonna be hard for them to win.
It's definitely gonna be hard for them to win. And you know, I love the Bulls. Before the season started, I really was high hopes for the Bulls. I did not think that they were going to be as good as they are right now, but I knew that it was going to be a good team this year based on the talent that they collected and how this can be able to mesh together. But I think that now we're getting to the playoff sense and we're understanding that, number one, the Bulls, two of the teams that the Bulls played, that's, you know, the top two seeds, they lost as far as, you know, season series with Milwaukee. They lost with the Miami and stuff like that. So those are the two teams that, you know, that are the top two teams in the, you know, the East that they have to compete with to get to the finals, and they lost to them. They just lost to the Heat tonight. And DeRozan ended his streak, he had like 16, 18 points tonight. So it's just like, we're looking at that and we're understanding that, yes, they have a long way to go. They're looking good right now in the regular season, but when they start playing against these playoff-tested teams and things start slowing down and you're playing against these defensive teams, it's going to be a problem for the Bulls because they don't have the playoff experience.
Yeah, my last thing is just the hype. You know, we were high on the Bulls and we got low on the Bulls, and I'm going to end off on a high note. DeRozan has been hitting just a lot of clutch shots. Like, I don't know how sustainable it is, but just this, I said this to Malcolm earlier, he's had 519 attempts on contested jumpers. He has made 56% of them. That's the third highest percentage in the league. The only person even close to attempts is Curry with 274. He's almost doubled Curry's attempts and has hit at the same, you know, effective field goal percentage. So DeRozan's been that again. He's been insane. Again, how sustainable is that? Me and Mark have to wait and see, but he's been good.
The streak that DeRozan is on is really historical because it's just like, what in the world is going on? Like, DeRozan is doing a very good job. I think he's at the best point, the height of his career right now, being able to do good. And I definitely appreciate his game, especially bringing the mid-range back to the NBA, because people forget that, you know, there's a mid-range now when they're getting close to this, you know, hit three-point shot or go in the paint. DeRozan is telling people, chill out now. We can do the mid-range shot too and be as effective. So I hope this continues to go on. I like to see what's going on. It's a very good story for DeRozan because people started writing DeRozan off as a star player, but it looks like he's creeping back on being that star player. So I give props to DeRozan, especially Billy Donovan, for being able to accept the fact that these guys, because the thing is, the Bulls lead like they're one of the top in the league as far as mid-range shots and stuff like that. Not only is DeRozan shooting a lot of mid-range shots. You got Zach LaVine shooting his mid-range shots. You got Vucevic shooting his mid-range shots. I mean, Lonzo don't really shoot those mid-range shots, but you have these guys shooting mid-range shots. And I give props to, Billy Donovan for being able to, change and be able to grow with it, evolve his offense with this team.
Yeah, I agree. And again, if you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or YouTube, make sure you comment on our polls. You're in the comments, you're sharing, and subscribing. Welcome.
Hey, make sure y'all follow us on Instagram and on Twitter at Mark and Ron Show. We have a lot of great takes. I mean, Ron has some crazy takes, but we should have a lot of great takes if Ron's not talking about his crazy takes. But then, Mont's over here doing a good job with Instagram, so make sure y'all tune in. We appreciate y'all the support. And y'all have a great one, y'all. I'll see you.
All right.